Hello, Cookie Wookie Moo. The bestest truly in the east, the west, south, north.
Hey, Cookie.
So we've got Leah catching the chat here for a moment because Dawn Marie, the self-titled chat catcher, is away at a retreat. I like these people that just self-title themselves, like my self-titled design team, and it's awesome. It's awesome.
Yes, it's me, Cookie. Leah.
It's Leah. I'm still trying to find stuff. I've just lost the plot, basically. So, let's get rid of the tassels. Alrighty. So today we're just going to be decorating, making pretty stuff, making a closure for this thing, which I'm going to use this tree that I found at the thrift store, which was a necklace.
I love that tree.
Hi, Beth. So it's woven rattan, and that's wood. That's pretty cool. So that's going to be my closure, which I should actually glue down. What glue to use? I might use fabric glue. How did they know that was you? So yes, Leah is my cat catcher tonight.
Yay, I'm so happy.
We're happy to have her.
So you're going to glue that on the front.
So I'm going to glue this. I may later on drill some holes with my Dremel and wire it on. I'm not sure yet. Maybe I can use the holes that are there. Have a look here. Open sesame.
Cookie says it looks yummy with that fabric.
I can't drill holes through because I've already done the inside here, and that is going to go through that. So no, I can't do that. So glue is going to have to be it for now. Maybe I can drill through the bottom and put a big brad or something in. Maybe. There's not that much pressure on it, so I'm thinking glue will be maybe enough. Maybe. Let me think.
Cookie says like a buckle loop. One, then around, and then loop one around, and then loop two.
So this is going to go around here, right around. It will be even, of course, not uneven. And this is just going to go around the book. and just sitting here. It's not even going to be tied tight or anything like that. It'll just loop. Or back through here. Not quite sure. But there's not going to be a lot of pulling. It's just to keep it closed, basically.
Mhm.
If there's no bulk to hold it in like a normal journal, you would have to hold. I don't know. Maybe. Let's just get rid of this ribbon for a minute. Maybe if I put it on this way. This is going to end up inside that pocket, so that's no good either. What if I move it down just a little bit?
Beth is asking, did you make the tree?
No, it was a necklace that I thrifted, so it was already like that. Just had a, we can add this attached to the top of it, this leather ball. What if I moved it down a bit and wired across there, as well as gluing?
That's a good idea.
I might do that. So if I put a couple of holes in here.
Hi, Eddie.
Hello, Eddie. I want to talk to you, Mr. Eddie. I have a conversation I need to have with you. What do I do? Because you need to be craft drafted, my boy. Let's just make sure that we're not stabbing anything vital. Oh, okay. Oh,
Eddie
right.
says that he's scared now.
No, I'm going to craft draft you if you're up for it. Do you want to come craft drafted on Thursday nights at 7 p.m. Central and show us something that we don't know or reinvent the wheel?
Hey, Patty.
Hi, Patty. All right. So, let's cut some wire. Let's glue this tree. Let's glue this tree. Let's glue. What's going on here? Oh, on my channel, hilarious inappropriateness is a must. Is there any other way to do a live? Oh. Get him a date. Jeez. I'm going to leave for the night. Tell him he can join in the hilarity too. Come on, we're booked up until June. I've still got a few openings before June, but we need to keep this going. It's such a fun thing to do. All right, let's take 2 on the glue. Glue. Glue.
He says that he will see what he can do and what time.
So it's 7 Central. Central. Let's wire this and then I can stick it. Maybe this will. Don't move. Okay. Wire. Yes, 8 p.m. Do we need a GoFundMe to send him to the movies or something?
I like how you're doing that. I would have never thought of that.
That's why I'm here. Make you think outside your box. Man, I always colour outside the lines. That's just me. Right, let's put something on there. Let's put this on.
Cookie says that we could send Eddie's brother an anti-Red Sox parcel and then listen to him cry.
Oh, don't know that story. I must have missed that one.
And Eddie says he'd be so happy he'd have a bonfire. I haven't heard that story either, but it sounds interesting.
It sounds like a PM Artist Studio live story. All right, let's poke this. Let's poke this down.
Eddie says his brother is a diehard Yankees fan, and Red Sox are the home team for Massachusetts.
Get in there.
Hey, Carmen.
Hi, Carmen. How are you? All right, that's on there. Let's just clip it up for a moment till it dries. And then we'll attach the other bit. That'll look okay. Let's just have a look without that. That'll look okay. Put a little dress on. That will be fine. All right, we can dry over there.
Hey, Brenda.
Hi, Brenda. She does have a lovely voice, and she is lovely.
Thank you, Eddie.
Let's make this tie. No, we can't make the tie because I need to put it through here to pull it off. I've got this little ribbon slider here that I'm going to spread this through. Just to hold it. Hold it up here. Let's add some glue in there. Bits and Bobs by Ree. Hello, Ree. How are you?
Hi, Ree.
Well, I'm just squeezing some glue down in there to hold that slider up there. That will just hold the ribbon together. I might actually put a few of them on here. Where's my box of bits gone? Oh. It's out of reach and I nearly fell out of my chair.
Oh,
That would have been dangerous and hilarious.
please don't fall.
You
You are too far away for me to save you.
You wouldn't have been able to see. You would have just heard my muffled cries. Oops. Oh.
Hey, Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
Sarah
How
says
you
she's
doing?
lurking.
Sarah the lurker. So, Leah is the mysterious voice tonight. Who doesn't know yet? Mysterious voice. I'm off screen. Just yell at me, will you? Get off screen.
Brenda says she forgot doohickey.
You forgot doohickey.
Forgot doohickey.
Doohickey. Is that one of the prompts? That was a prompt, wasn't it? How was it? Oh, have I got a story for you guys? Story time, and I'll find it first. And here it is. A show and tell, all to do with Mama Juju's live the other night. Bits and Bobs is actually Shrek. What have you changed your names for?
Oh, that's Sherry, right?
It's Sherry. Hang on. I've got to go over to YouTube Doobie. Thank you. I would never have known. Hey, you sneaky, sneaky girl. Right, you've got your crown back, girl. You need to say something to Go Blue. Say something and you're gonna find.
That tree looks so good.
I was wandering around thinking, I was going to do another latch as the closure, but I've got a latch inside on one of the pages on the doors, so I don't need to do another latch. What can I do? And I did a whole heap of broken jewelry, and I found this, and I went, It's perfect. Perfect.
Cookie says the Mama Juju story, please.
Oh, and I have to wait to see if she comes in because I want to embarrass her as well. So it's a Mama Juju did a silly thing and it was hilarious. And then the prompts that she had in her prompt play the other day were really, really bizarre. And I made something and I couldn't show it.
Oh.
It's a little bit inappropriate, but I'm doing it tonight.
Cookie thought you had just lost your train of thought.
Oh, that's usual too, but no, I want to see if she comes in.
Hey, Kathy.
Second-hand embarrassment's not quite as good as first-hand, so. All right. So that one's going to sit there. Yes. Hi, Kathy.
Hey, Darcy.
Hi, Darcy. How are ya? Right, that one's going to sit there. That will tie, and this one will get a dandelion. So I'm going to put this itty bitty ribbon end, ribbon crimp, whatever you want to call it, on the end here. No, don't move. Don't move. Stay. So the ribbon crimp will hold the ribbon, and it also has a loop on the end.
Oh, okay.
So you can hang stuff from it. Let's just give this a big squish.
Oh, I love that idea. I'm totally stealing that.
Steal away. I am not a gatekeeper. I share everything. I share too much.
Surely not.
Overshare. All right. So we've got a tassel, because no boho journal's complete without a tassel. We know this. On there.
Darcy says, oversharers unite.
That's it. That's it. Be prepared for hubby to come in asking questions because he's doing computer stuff with passports and information, so he'll get frustrated very quickly.
Kathy says she got part 2 of her lap book finished, but she doesn't really like how stiff the page is. That page 1 is.
What do you mean how stiff it is? Explain. Yes, Eddie, they are ex-pug tassels. I'm never going to live that one down, am I? It's going to haunt me for the rest of my life. The old pug tassels. Wasn't my fault.
I've got to hear now. The pugs.
Oh, look, I can't even remember the whole story. I just know that it's been years and it still gets brought up. Can't even remember the whole conversation. I know that something Mariah or P was making looked like boobies, and I told her they needed to be covered up with some pretty tassels. And then this pug meme came up that was a little pug with nipple tassels. And that was the end of it. Everybody was.
That's fantastic.
But it's been going for years now. But it's still funny. It's still hilarious. All right, so we've got a peace sign and a tassel. What else do we need? Do we need some sparklies? I was going to put a leaf, but that might be too much. Let's find some.
Yes, to sparklies.
I'm going to find the sparklies in my box. We got a paisley. A paisley. And a little turquoise bead. That'll do. That'll do. One sparkly will do. That one needs to go as well. I can't stop times how many layers I'm thinking I'm going to be working on. Some of the layers paper or lightweight card instead. Message me on Messenger and show me, like do a video call later on Messenger and show me. I'll see what you can do.
Did you model those tassels, Diane?
No, I did not.
Cookie says that she's sure you did.
No, I did not. I wasn't even live. I was just chatting innocently in the audience. Innocent, I tell you. Innocent. It actually came up in a memory the other day, and I laughed and I laughed and I laughed. Does it need... I think the paisley will be too much. I think that's just fine the way it is. Tassel, peace sign, and a few little beads.
I love that peace sign.
It will come around here. How's the glue going? The glue is gluing, but it's not quite.
And Sherry's laughing that you're innocent.
How rude. How rude. That's just going to be way too long now. Need to cut it and do that again. Needs to be that long.
You know what they say, measure twice, cut once.
That's it. That's how I do. That's how I roll. Did not need to put the air conditioner on. Righty. Let's take. So I don't think I'm going to be able to put this up in one piece. So let's just take this off there. Get another ribbon end. Or we not be able to find a small one.
And Brenda says that you can go to Daytona Beach and just people watch. You'd be surprised at how many Tata tassels and tiny triangle string bottoms you see.
Oh, come on. Surely I've got another small one. There's one. Stop looking. Found it. This is me not being excessive on ribboning. Why do I have so many?
And everybody needs to go sub to Sherry's new channel.
Well, put your link in, baby.
Mo put it in.
So why did you change your name? Why did you change your channel? What's going on? We need to know the goss. You could have been chatting to me and I would never have known because I can't see your face because I'm watching it on the little screen. I would never have known it was you. Oh, Newcastle and Blonde.
What are those called again? Ribbon ends?
Ribbon ends, yes. Ribbon crimps.
Ribbon crimps.
Oh, she's shopping. Enable alert. What the heck in Heathcote? It won't go in. All right.
Hey, Linda. Linda Veal is here.
Hi, Linda V. Okay, closure done. Let's let that dry. Hopefully without wrecking it.
Eddie. Eddie says she was a great performer. Ribbon crimps.
Put this here so I don't lose it. Let's make some pretties in here. Those. We can go in the random bowl of crap up there. Tools, any more? Don't need wire anymore. All right, I have a clear desk. Let's make some pretty stuff in here. I need a pocket or something for here. We've got our pen over here. Doesn't that pen look great there? I'm so happy with the way that turned out.
Hey, Adria.
Moist. It's moist. We the woman. She's here. All right. I need my box of tags and stuff that we made earlier. Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. We need a...
Adria, it's me, Leah.
It's Leah. It's the lovely Leah. Right. Why is this washed out again? This is driving me crazy, the lighting here. 1 minute it's fine. 1 minute it's not. Is that better? That's better. That's better. Right, pocket. We want a pocket on the back. Let's make a pocket. Let's make a pocket. Julie, put some stuff in.
You're gonna use fabric or paper?
What's happening? What's going on?
I was going to ask you if you can make your pocket out of fabric or paper.
Fabric. Paper. Paper. I'll make it out of paper. Going to make it out of paper. I've got so many different coloured turquoises. That's the one. That's the one I need. Now, do I need to make it? No, I just make a normal pocket. So, I think it does need to be pretty. I need to punch it.
Adria, does that mean that you'll be doing live soon?
Yeah.
Brenda said you should do a French door opening to a pocket and use the back of it as a pocket.
French door opening. French
Pocket and use the back.
I don't understand. French door
Opening.
I've got doors on this page over here, so I'm just going to do a normal pocket. Normal, everyday. Where's Juju? I want to tell the story. It's so funny.
Oh, Adria, I hope you do. Because that would be so awesome.
Yeah,
because we want to see Diane's steampunk weenies. Yes.
Yeah, so she showed me in Messenger, and they're awesome. You should start a channel and make stuff and show us all.
Eddie says his brother met his first Maine Coon cat today, and he wasn't.
Oh, I want one of those. I think that would be the only cat I would ever own would be a Maine Coon. I'm not a real cat person, but one of those, I would love one of those.
Brenda said, yeah, like that, but leads to a pocket, then adhere it on 3 sides, leaving an opening at the top to put taller stuff in.
Hi, Colleen. How are you, doll? Just go back. I can read this again. Let me see if I can get my head around. Like, it leads to a pocket. I don't understand. I just don't get what this is. put them down. Right.
And Adrian says she really needs to do a de-stash.
Shh. I hate that word. I want to have a garage sale or a yard sale because I've got this big pile of stuff out in my family room, boxes and boxes and boxes of stuff that is just excess file stuff that I don't use, don't need, don't want. And then I watch someone's video and they're using something and I go, I've got that in my de-stash. And off I go and bring it back. So I need to have this sale soon. Because I keep bringing stuff back into my factories. I really don't know. Because I found my style, so there's stuff that I use all the time, there's stuff that I never use. So the stuff that I never use needs to go.
Mm-hmm.
And if at some stage that I do need something, I know how to make digitals, I can know how to paint papers. I haven't got rid of all my ribbons or fabric, so I've always got colours of something.
Cookie's asking, can we not help you do a live stream sale die?
Yeah, Stu, who I do the Wednesday night here, which is Wednesday morning for you, she's here in Australia, and she also used to own a shop like I did, but hers was online, which is now closed. We think we might do one with her. It's just getting it out there because it's because of the postage situation. I don't buy stuff from American sales, and I don't expect people to buy stuff from our sales because the postage can be more than what you buy, and it's not right. But there are a lot of people in Australia that would buy it. It's just getting Australian people to watch our videos, so that's why we're doing the prompt play on our Wednesday nights to try and get more Australian people in. So we can sell to Australia. Yeah, that's right, Adrian, because, I mean, I've got dies that I can make butterflies out of. I've got stamps to make butterflies. I don't need a big box of multicoloured butterflies that I will probably never use. So off they go. Off with their heads! Right, I need something to cover this with. To that. Yes, exactly, Brenda. That's why I want to sell to Australians. I mean, I'm sure that there are people in the same situation as me that maybe they like, you know, pretty lacy, flowery butterfly things, and they don't want to pay astronomical prices for. Well, I've got a heap of those that you can have at a really, really cheap price. So I think that's what I need to do.
Hey, Jen.
Hi, Jen. Jen will be on Use It or Lose It tomorrow night.
Yay, Jen.
She's going to show us how to use up all of that broken jewellery from the thrift shop. So, well, use some of it anyway. Boxes of this stuff. Boxes, I tell you. I mean, I'm never going to make cutesy diaries, with anime type cats and things on it. And I've got them in my stash. Why have I got them in my stash? Why? So stuff like that, it's all got to go. I've got boxes and boxes and boxes of paper flowers. Well, I used to make kits up to sell at the shop. That's why I had so many flowers.
Yes,
But
Jen, it's me, Leah.
I don't use them. So they've all got to go. Boxes, and I mean, when I say boxes, I'm talking big boxes full of flowers. Paper flowers, silk flowers, mulberry flowers, all sorts of flowers. Where did my pencil go?
Well, truth be told, Di forgot to do the notification early. She did right before it came on.
Give a dollar. Yes, I forgot to put my promo up, and I said to Leah, hang on a minute, I'll just grab the link for you. And I went, I haven't even got it up here myself. I had to quickly make a promo for it. Oops.
Kathy says she needs the butterflies.
You need the butterflies? Well, I will send you some butterflies because I have hundreds of them. Butterfly sheets of paper, butterfly stuff. I've got to go and buy new blades for this goddamn trimmer. Oh, I hate trimmer blades. They're annoying. I told you how much they annoy me. They annoy me lots. No, I don't want that. Well,
Yes,
Leah,
everybody,
you sound like
don't
you're
forget.
about to take off.
What?
You sound like you're about to take off in a jet plane.
Huh.
Wonder why that's.
Oh, that's my computer.
I appreciate anybody promoting. I mean, I'm here for the sharing, so promoting me gets people to watch me, gets people to see all your links as well. I love sharing. Oh,
Is it still real loud?
that's all good. I think it's on. Is it on rotate, oscillate, whatever you call it, swing?
No, it's my laptop.
Oh, it's your laptop making the noises.
Yes.
No.
Yeah. I have got to get me a new one. That's why I haven't been on live streams lately, is because I can't afford to get a new one yet. So I just need to learn how to use my phone.
Alright, we have a pocket. Let's put some stuff in it and call that done. So I don't want to decorate the outside. Okay, what have we got? We've got no room on the desk is what we've got. She's pretty. She can go in there.
Happy place. I am from Alabama.
She's from Alabama.
Thank you, Brenda. I'll get some of that. Yeah. A can of air. Congratulations, Eddie. Eddie hit 6,000 subscribers.
Woohoo! Well done, Eddie. That's awesome. I've been stuck on about 1,700 for about a year now. I'd like to get to 2,000. That would be my big milestone.
Brenda, the storms are coming tomorrow afternoon. Hopefully they'll miss us, but I don't know. Someone's asking if you've ever been to the States. Who's that? I missed it.
No, I do not. I have not. We had planned to go to the States about 7 years ago.
Adria's
asking. We ended up having a big storm, lost the shop, which I've shown the video of the news report for that. Lost the shop, which in turn made us lose the house. So we could not afford to go to America. But we'll see what the art industry did to me. That was the storm. So we didn't get to America, and it's not likely that we will now because it's not in our budget.
Oh, I like that on that tree of life on there. That's pretty.
That's pretty. Just a bit of bling. I'll come back in, and my signature is to make sure that everything is bling to the max like this. So all of these pages and pockets will get blinged out. I'm not going to bore you with that on live. I'll come back and do a flip through when it's done.
Needle Craft Creations. Diana, you okay?
Yeah, just dropped the heat gun on my foot.
Oh, I thought you fell out of your chair.
No. Just knocked my heat gun on the floor. All right, things for pockets. Where did my bag of tags go? So we need something smallish.
Happy Place is asking, how do you get the bling to stick?
So this is Stickles. This is just good old Stickles. Just a bottle of Stickles. We love Stickles.
I love Stickles.
Needle Craft Creations. How are you? All right, let's finish off these tags. Pop them in. I am fabulous. Fabulous. Sorry.
Brenda's asking, what glue do you use to hold the magnets in place? And do you ever use Velcro?
I
And
have
if so,
not used Velcro. I'm not a fan of Velcro. The glue that I use to hold magnets in place is usually just glitter glue. It holds everything really well. If it is like when I did this, last night I did this vellum envelope on our live with Sue, and I used some book corners to use as a closure, and I used, because there's a hole in the back of this book corner, I stuck the magnet in there with gel medium, and then I've just glued another book corner down there, and that actually magnetizes to that. Hi. There's my magnet story. So Wednesday nights, which is your Wednesday morning in America, Sue from Paper Inspirations and myself do a live 1 week on her channel, 1 week on my channel, and it's a prompt play. So each week we choose 5 prompts and we make something out of those 5 prompts. And what she made was way different to what I made, because we interpret prompts a little differently, I suppose, which is fine. Thank you.
I love that color of that sari ribbon. Yes.
And at the moment, the colours are actually reading quite true. So usually they wash everything out. But yes. All right, we're on to that. A little circle one. I'll actually put it on in this one.
Mo just put up Sue's link to her YouTube channel.
Thanks, Mo. So yeah, 1 week we go on Sue's channel, the next week we're on mine. So last night we were on Sue's channel, next week we will be on my channel. And I wrote the prompts down somewhere, I have no idea where. If you want to play along, prompts were, last week they were green, stamps, washi, grid paper and metal. That was last night's prompts. And that was the journal card that I made to put into that envelope.
Oh, I love those butterflies. That is gorgeous.
Metal, washi tape, grid paper, and it's got a recipe for dandelion tea. I don't know where I've written the prompts for next week. prompts for next week? No idea. You have to have a look on the promo when I put it up. I don't know what I did with the prompt list. Wrote it down somewhere safe, obviously. It's not even I can find it.
Okay, Diane, I'm gonna hop off and get ready for my day tomorrow, but I will be in the chat.
All right then. Thank you very much for catching the chat.
You're welcome.
I probably won't be able to read everything, but I don't mind. If you need me to answer something, write it in caps. Thanks, Leah. Much appreciated.
Okay, I will be in the chat.
Alrighty. All right. Oh, my ears are ringing now. And something else. What else? What else? What else? Something. Maybe one just without. All right. That's got stuff in it. It was lovely to hear from you. Lovely. All right. So we have to put something on here. What? How about a belly band? Might put a belly band in the back, so we need to cover this up first. I need some background paper. Yes, you need to. Yes, you need to, Liam. All right, cover this first. So it doesn't look like Mama Juju is coming, so I'm going to do story time without her. And she will have to reap the consequences of her actions. So, a couple of weeks ago, last week she did a prompt challenge with her and Bonnie and Nana. And her prompts were weird, but like they were just weird. It was something like string along, peeking out, gone south. I can't even remember what the prompts were, but my mind, you know me, they immediately went to old boobs going south, peeking out the bottom of your shirt. And the string along was going to be, she was going to tie string to her boobs to lift them up. So what can I say? That's just where my head went, and now I've lost it. Just where my head went. So, hang on. Here's my card. Here's her boobies hanging out. Here's her string. Whoop. How's that? See? I made it work. So they were her prompts. This is how I made it work. Whoop. Sorry, that's how my mind goes. And the rest of that story was I had it on my desk. Off I went about my business. Sent a video to Juju showing her that I did her prompts. and forgot all about it. And then my granddaughter comes over, and the first thing she does is go straight to my craft room to make something. And I came in, and she's got the pokey tool poking holes in a piece of paper with string going through. I was like, what are you doing? She said, I'm making one of those that you made. And I almost died. Almost died. And then she goes, how come she's got socks going up her dress like that? I went, I've got no idea. Don't know who made that. Oh my goodness. So that's part of the Juju story. The second part was last night for me, early this morning. April was doing a live. So we're all at her live, and at the end of her lives, her son is writing a book, and she reads a chapter out of the book, turns the lights down. It's a spooky book, and she reads the book and then says good night, does her signing off thing, and that's the end of it. We all say goodbye. Off she goes. Well, she forgot to stop streaming. So we all decided to stay and chatter amongst ourselves while she was still live and she was finishing off her book. Lucky there was nothing untoward, or no yelling, no tantrums, no domestics, no swearing. But she happily crafted along for half an hour till I messaged her and said, thanks for the entertainment for the last half hour. You're still live. It was so funny. Well, that's my Juju story. It was hilarious. We amused ourselves for a good half hour. Now I've lost my pencil mark. There's my pencil mark on. There it is. So that's a warning to everybody. If you're going to do lives, remember to sign off. Because the chatters will keep on chatting, and they'll be in there going, making up all sorts of stuff while she's still live. It was funny. Hello, Art for All. Thank you. They are beautiful papers. The digitals are my digitals. These background papers here belong to Heather and Yon Studios. It's one of her kits. I always think that if people are sick enough to log into my camera while I'm in bed, well, that's their own fault for what they get to see. You deserve to see me in all my glory if you want to bust into my webcam. Yes, Art for All, the digital kit that I'm using to make this lap book, my designs. It's my kit, and as said, some of the background papers, these nice bright ones, I've decided to use Heather and Yon. So we're making a lap book. It's a make along with me. We've made all the pages, and we're just up to the decorating, making it pretty, all that sort of stuff. Alrighty, let's find something that will fit in here as a belly band. I'm determined to use this feather. These are, I don't think that's the place for the feather. Yep, that's an okay belly band. What else have we got? We've got this tag. Nope. Hi, Carrie. Welcome, welcome. Something in here has got to work, surely. What about these? Are too small. Yep, too small. Looks like that's what we're going to use. Let's use her. Let's put that ink up before I ink things I'm not meant to be inking. Hi, Beth. Welcome. I was just telling the Juju story. You missed it. I was waiting for her to come in, but she never made it in time. It was a good story. I was telling about her live and how she was still live when she thought she wasn't. It was funny. All right, something for there. What's going to go in that belly band? It's too thick. Thicker than some. It's a paper clip. That's a paper clip. Something to go in there. Too thick. Where are the rest of my tags? What did I do with them? Do I have another bag of tags? I do have another bag of tags. Good night, Eddie. Thanks for popping in. Appreciate your visit. Why have I got nothing that we can go in behind? Maybe just a couple of journal cards. That works. That'll do. Let's ink them. Angela did too. Someone else did it as well. That's hilarious. Well, April did her story time. Were you there? Were you there, Beth? She did story time and said her good nights as she always does. And thought she'd turned it off, but didn't. She just kept crafting away and chatting to her husband, and we all stayed and watched. We were loiterers, voyeurs in a little bit of her life. The Juju card, the prompt card from Juju's Live. Okay. Need a piece. I just want to finish this page and then I'll show it again. I want to cover this bit up here. Ah, yes, it was funny. It was very funny. They're lucky she wasn't having a domestic or anything like that. That would have been even funnier. No, it wouldn't have been funny. Lucky she didn't start swearing at her journal. Hi, Marty. All right, Beth. Catch you later. Thanks for coming in. Why do I keep losing my pencil? There it is. Stop looking. See, this is why I said not to put your pages in before you finish decorating. Do as I say, not as I do. Much easier to do it out of the book. Much easier to use a pen to mark it because I can't see my line again. Goodness sake. There it is. So Ree is Sherry because she tried to trick us, changed her name, snuck in. She snuck in, she did. Snuck in pretending to be somebody we didn't know. All along we knew her. I will sub to you your new page when I get off here. Dun, dun, dun. And you will all be happy to know that my glue drama is over with. I'm so happy to have glue again. I had to explain to my granddaughter that she has to stop demanding the good glue. It's too expensive. You can have the mediocre glue. She can have the Aleene's patchy glue. She's far too spoiled in her craft supplies. Ooh, double subs. Thanks. All right. So that's that pretty much done. So these ones are going to be for photos. These ones that I'm leaving blank for people to put photos in. So that's page 1 done. Let's go over to page 2. She's 8. She's just turned 8. Time flies, doesn't it? So we've got this one. We've got a side pocket here that we have to put some decorations on. Wait, where did that flower go? I was going to put that flower on. I might put that flower on that belly band. No, I won't, because there's not enough room. We'll put the flower elsewhere. Oh. Page 2. Corner pocket. What are we going to decorate that with? Maybe we can put the feather on that one. No, I need to back it onto something. I think it's just too flimsy. Find a scrap. Need to glue it down. Get over there. Jen, are you up to coming up here with me? You don't have to go on camera. Just chat to me and catch the chat and stuff. Miss Jen, Fiddly Bits, Katie. Yes. Can you, Jen? Can you? Do you want to? Say no. I won't have a big tantrum, just a small one. Right. Gather that's a yes. All I've got to do now is find my mouse so I can send you a link. Here, mousey, mousey, mousey. Mousey, mousey. Hey, mouse. That's probably what fell on the floor and hit my foot. The mouse. Uh-oh. I didn't say anything. Wasn't me. Hi, Juju. You sweet lady, you. I didn't tell him anything. I'm innocent, I tell you. Hang on one moment. I'm just going to send Jen a link. All right. All righty. Let's do some cussy cutting here. Get this. Make the most of this because you won't see me fussy cutting very often, I tell you. Hate fussy cutting. Hate it, I tell you. I edit lots of stuff when I'm fussy cutting. It's too fussy, it gets cut off. No, it was her prompts, not her boobs, for goodness sake. You all can get me into trouble. I get myself into enough trouble. But I did tell them the story about you thinking you weren't live anymore and you were. That was funny. I laughed and I laughed. That's what best friends do. They laugh at you until they can't laugh anymore, and then they help you. So I laughed and I laughed, and I hung shit, and then I messaged her. Honey, you're live still. That was funny. It was. No, it was. Yep. She said her fabulous goodbyes. If the Lord's willing and the creek don't rise. And we waited for her to sign off, and she forgot to. Funny. It was just funny. Oh, we stayed till the real end. Till the endy end. She talked to her book. She talked to Chicken Little. It was sweet. It was very innocent. Now, if I did that, there would have been cussing and farting and all sorts of stuff, because I'm just so couth like that. Oh, Jen's knocking. See? It's yakking away. Hello. Hang on, just let me remove you from the stage. Just in case you're naked.
I'm not, but I am laying on my bed, so,
Oops.
hair akimbo and everything, so let's just not do that.
All right, got the right one then.
What's the matter, puppy dog?
Hi, Jen.
Hello.
Thanks for coming in. Thanks for coming in. All right, I'll put this on there and then I will show you the...
Brenda. She says, I was out alive about 4 years ago and the lady said goodbyes, thought she was off the air, and stood up and romped off a huge fart. You hear a guy in the background saying, you're still alive.
That would have been me. It would have been me. That's what I would have done. Went finally.
That live never made it to her list. That's really funny. Oh my goodness.
That's funny.
What's she doing, puppy dog? Huh? She's kind of gimpy. Come here. She's been operating on 3 legs, haven't you?
3-legged pooch.
Yeah. I don't know exactly what happened, but yesterday when we were going outside for, morning outings. No worries, Leah. She did something, bounced or jumped or something, and dislocated her kneecap.
Oh no.
Yeah. So she's rather uncomfortable last couple days. She had to spend all day alone because I had to go into the office. So she had to spend all day alone, and I shut her upstairs so she wouldn't try using the stairs and coming down. And poor thing, about 3 o'clock, my mom says, She's howling miserably periodically. And I was like, "Did you check on her and see if she had tried to climb on something?" And no, she just was upset about being left behind, and her knee probably
Yeah.
hurt a little bit. And so I came home about a half an hour early.
Poor babies.
Yeah. These the babies, huh? Are you the babies? No, the babies are the baby chickens to her. Yep, I did a thing. I got more chickens.
Not more chickens.
Yeah, I
I need to
I
get chickens.
doubled my flock. I had 4, now I have 8.
I need to get chickens. Eggs. The last 3 weeks going to get eggs at the supermarket, and there just isn't any. The egg aisle is empty. So
Well,
luckily we
instead
have.
of I don't understand it. Instead of vaccinating the birds, they're killing off large swaths of
Absolutely,
egg
yeah.
layers.
And
Which
it was
is
the
just,
same with our bees not long ago. There was
yep,
a bee disease, and instead of
corporate
testing the
greed.
bees to see if they had any, they just set fire to all these hives, hundreds and thousands of hives, and the farmers were devastated. Like, my bees weren't infected. Why are you killing my bees?
Cookie Lookie, I think. So Mo, I think they're Americanas. They're spelled 2 different ways: Americana or Americana. I think they're the same chicken, but that's what it said on the shipping package. The Tractor Supply didn't even know what I was talking about when I asked what's the breed, because they just said premium pullets, and they weren't pullets yet. They like didn't seem to know the difference between a pullet and a chick. These had just been hatched, like they were less than a day old.
Oh, okay.
Oh, but they're really adorable. They're very speedy. My last batch of chicks were just really docile and very friendly and easy. They let me pick them up. These, yeah, that's what they say. They're gonna lay blue or green eggs. But these, I reach down in there and they chirp at me and they run away. They're really funny. So I have to tame them every single time I reach my hand in the container to touch them. But yeah, they're funny. So I'll have 8 chickens once all is said and done. There should be more than enough for the 2 of us, and periodically giving my son some when he visits.
Yeah, I'd like to get some chickens, but we just have nowhere to put them, really. Well, I mean, we're on an acre, but we're renting. But there's no fences around anywhere. So, and we live right next door to the crematorium. So, there's chickens would be wandering into people's wakes or something. So, no.
Can you imagine?
Digging up
They
the
are so
people.
fun, Mo. Mo says she loved having chickens. She does miss them.
Yeah, I miss my chickens. All right, that's a fun
35 for $100. Wow. Brenda said
That's
Gary
a
went to
fun
Tractor Supply. Assorted chicks. Wow. I think I paid $4 or $5 a chick. And I bought 4. I can't even have 35. I live in town and we're allowed to have chickens, but no roosters. And we can have up to 25. There is no way I could support 25 chickens on my property unless they were all loose inside my fenced yard. Which would be okay, except for I wouldn't be able to I don't have a coop big enough to house them all.
Where are all my tags gone?
It's right
Big
there.
That's good size tag. No. needs to go on a backing. Yeah, I think she belongs in there. She needs to be backed too.
That's true, Brenda. The startup costs are kind of expensive. I have a really ghetto setup right now. Yeah. Um, I so it gets really cold in here in the winter, obviously, and they, you have to keep their water dish warm, and it took me a long time to find one that would work properly, because I did buy the heating thing that you put underneath a metal watering can, but the metal watering can, if it freezes at all, you can't take the top off to refill it because it has like this weird suction thing. So I found out that doesn't work well in the winter. And then the all of the other watering containers I couldn't keep warm enough. And I finally found one watering container that that has a cover. There's a plug that you can plug it in, and I bought an inline GFCI outlet so that I could actually use it safer with the chickens. And you can also take the plug out of it and put a cover over where you'd plug the plug in. And it's by
Yeah.
Premier One, I think is the brand name. And it's one of those that has the little metal thing that they peck at, and it lets out a few drops of water. And they took to that, and it also keeps their water super clean, which is fantastic. And it has a little like spout thing that you open up, and you can refill their water through this little hole. And that has been the best purchase I ever made, except it was really expensive. It was $80 for that thing, that waterer.
Well, it would be more expensive to replace the chickens if they died of thirst.
So Mo says hers were always rescues and in a terrible mess. So when the feathers regrew and the flesh healed, it gave her that selfish feeling of how glad she was to rehome them.
All my chickens were rehomed chickens when I had them from the chicken farm, and they were great layers. Once then, they were safe and happy.
They had ducklings when I went the other day as well, Brenda. But I don't have a pond for ducks, so they wouldn't be very happy.
She's cool there. Alrighty. Oh yeah, another corner pocket. Oops.
I was kind of afraid to get chickens for a little while because my dog, she's so wild that I was afraid she would, it'd be one shake and then the chick would be dead. So when I brought chickens home the first time, the babies from last year, I have a video of her in the passenger seat. Not crying, but excited crying all the way home because I had chicks in the little paper container. She just could not wait to get involved. And I had to introduce her to each one and put my teeth on her nose and tell her that they were mommy's chickens. And she never touched them. I had to speak her language, and then it worked out just fine. Now she loves to harass them.
We had a Rottweiler when we got our chickens, and she'd never been around any other animals, not even a cat. So she was like, first thing she did was picked up a chicken and killed it. I was like, oh man! So I actually gave her a smack with a dead chicken, growled at her, and she never touched it again. So No. She used to round them up and put them in the shed of a night time. They got on my veggie garden when they weren't meant to. She'd round them up, put them away.
Yes, Mo, I still eat chicken. I know they have great personalities, but I'm not killed and eaten my chickens. So my chickens' names. So the first 4 that I got last year, those are Frida, Kahlo, Betty, and Goldie. Betty and Goldie I was inspired by Betty White and Goldie Hawn. And Frida and Kahlo were named because Frida had a golden unibrow on her face. And I thought they were good chicken names. And then this year, they all have sort of Viking names. So, except for one. One is, so I have Freya, Greta, Hannah, and Dot. And Dot is short for Dorothy.
Cute.
But they're very cute, very striking. 2 of them are lighter colored with the markings on them, and 2 of them are darker. I smacked my dog with the
I smacked the dog with a dead chicken.
Oh, a dead chicken. Okay, that makes sense.
She killed it. She got smacked with it, and she never touched them again. Never touched the chickens. I mean, I didn't beat her with it. I just hit her on the backside and said, no.
Penelope went to chase the 2 starlings had gotten inside so right now the chickens are coming into the indoor coop at night, and it's not that it's too cold for them, it's just that I don't have the outside setup for nighttime roosting set up yet. So so they come in at night into the indoor coop where they've spent all winter. And I went out not yesterday morning, but the morning before, and there were 2 starlings that had gotten stuck inside the coop, and the door was shut, so I don't even know how they got in there. So I go inside, I open the door, and I let them out, and one of them gets out and flies away, and then the second one wore itself out running into the green chicken wire it could barely see all through the whole I say coop, but it's more like a run. And so I finally get it, and it goes out the door, but flies really low because it's all exhausted, and my dog starts chasing it. And Penelope goes and backs it. It dives in between the compost pile and the fence in the dead leaves, and my dog is in there with her nose up its butt, going, "What is this bird? This is a weird chicken." So I moved my dog. I told her to leave it alone. I told her she was good for not biting it. And I reached in there and I backed that starling out of the leaves, and then it wanted to fly away right away, but the dang thing was so worn out it was like drunk. So I just held it for a little bit until it recovered, and then took my hand off and it flew away. And then the next thing I did was wash my hands before I touched my chickens.
Did you see that? I just cut it the wrong way because I'm a dumbass.
Top section or the bottom section?
The whole thing. I thought I'll mark it.
Oh, you made a left-hand pocket. How nice.
But I've already covered the left-hand pocket.
No, I didn't see that. I was busy telling a story. Neighbor had chickens all with biblical names. That wouldn't work for me. I have brothers. Most of them have biblical names, so that wouldn't work.
Jesus!
Oh yeah, I named my chickens after you.
That's not going to. Can't cut with a. I'm going. Why am I all flustered all of a sudden?
I don't know. A chicken story startle you or something?
Maybe.
Night, Sherry. She says she's got to go call her daughter.
Night, Sherry. Thanks for coming in. You sneaky old thing, you.
Di, make sure you remind me about tomorrow's live. Just have had so much going on, I don't want to forget. Like
Don't forget about tomorrow's live.
No, I don't mean right now. I knew you were going to do that.
Oh, I'll do the promo for it when I get off here, and I'll drop the link into your. I just forgot all about doing the promos this week for some reason.
Is it next Wednesday that I need to be ready for the collab, or is that the Wednesday after? I can't remember now.
There's no hurry. Look, I'm going to finish off this journal. I'm not going to do it all on live.
Oh, you're not?
No, I don't think everybody wants to see me decorate, do you? Let me know if you want.
They better. I would say they better vote. Who wants to see Di finish the lap book on Wednesdays, on lives?
Nobody does.
No, they all fell asleep.
They'll all be bored to death. See?
Mo says yes. Why not? Leah says me. Patty Crane says me. So yes, they want to see. We've got 3 votes for yes. They want to see
I'm going to do some of it offline because there is a lot of pages to get through. A lot of the stamping in the journal part of it, it's just going to be stamping feathers on random pages. So I won't do that on live. And some of the pages that are just covered, I won't do that. But I'll do the decorating ones with you. Okay? How's that for a compromise? That sounds like a compromise to me.
Patty says that's fine. She likes that idea.
So yeah, you've got a couple of weeks. So
okay, I have got my kit all printed up and ready to show, and then I just need to print yours up just so that I have some physical copies, and not that we'll start decorating right away, but that's all I have to do.
I will. I've got them both printed already, so I'm ready to go. But I thought until you're ready to go, I've got a whole heap of tutorials, like just one-off tutorials on how to do watercolor properly. Just bits and pieces like that. Like I'm going to start doing a few different tutorials. So I've got heaps.
Don't forget to show Carrie the special card you made with the girls.
Oh, okay. All right, I'll glue this on and I will show the lady having a lift. What were the prompts again, Juju? You had the prompts. I can't remember what they were. She's gone. She's abandoned us.
That's April, right? Mama Juju.
April, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Get over. So yeah, I've got a few tutorials ready to go in my head. So you just let me know when you're ready. So for those that don't know, Jen and I have collaborated on a 2-part kit, and we are going to build a journal with it live on Wednesday nights.
Yeah, in the first episode, I think we're just going to talk about it, right? And then people can order from me or go and order from you or both. I should probably... I'm kind of reluctant to print kits ahead of time because not everybody's going to want them the same. You know, like I have 2 weights. I have 48 pound, which is slightly thicker, and I have 32 pound, which is more of a paperweight of the same paper, and it'll print those images really nice that way. And I think the thin stuff will be nice for coating like what you did with the pocket there, where you just put the thin one over the top of the pocket.
Yeah.
Oh, Patty says she got your new papers tonight.
Oh, my new kit? Beautiful.
Yep. And Mo's going to remind you again to show the card.
Oh, okay. Let's do the card now, or I'll just forget. Hang on, I've got to find it. Meh. What
Look
do I
for
do
the
with it?
string.
Look for the string. Okay, so obviously Mama Gigi's. String you along, sneak a peek, do hickey, nailed it, pointing south. They were the prompts. Now here's the card.
Well, I don't want you to fall off the bed. Don't look
So
at me
she's
like that.
Babies. And here's their string. Whoop. Okay. Giving herself a lift. There you go. I put a lot of work into this card. So she's got babies hanging down. They're pointing south. Now they're going north. There you go. What's that? Somebody just say hi.
I didn't see a new person.
No, I actually physically heard someone say hi.
Oh, I don't know what that was.
That was weird.
Mo. She says, that's a photo of you, right, Juju? Oh, yes, Brenda. My friends who live about 40 miles south of me, they have guinea hens because they help keep the foxes away from the chickens. And they're like alarms for strangers. They're so noisy. That was some interesting trimming, Di.
It was crooked. Page was crooked. It's still crooked. What the hell? Wow. Wow. All right, let's cut it off. And let's fix the bottom with some lace. Needs to go over a bit. My printer has got, at the moment, it's grabbing my paper crooked. So when it pulls the paper in, it's slightly off angle, so nothing's coming out straight. And it's driving me nuts.
You probably have a roller that's either stuck or jamming. Probably needs to be cleaned with Q-tip and alcohol.
I just gave it to my printer guy because it wasn't taking cardstock in anymore. It was my photo paper. It wouldn't even print the photo paper. So he just fixed all that, and it's still pulling the paper in crooked. So right, let's trim this off straight. All right, this is straight-ish. Straighter. Yep, that's fine. Beautiful.
Sure, blame the printer, she says. That's
My
true.
printer and I have a love-hate relationship.
Oh, I used up, oh my gosh, an 1.5 inch tall stack of printer, of premium photo matte paper, trying to figure out what I had already printed everything, and I figured out there was this long scratch. I mean, it was very faint on some of them. Most people probably wouldn't even have noticed it. But I'm like, I can't sell those, at least not as, premium papers. And it took me forever to figure out what was happening. And it turned out there was one of the guide wheels right next to it was a little spring, and there was fuzz in it. This weird amount of fuzz. Well, it turned out that what it was doing is it was clogging up the one of those guide wheels so that the guide wheel didn't roll with the rest of them as the paper was going through it. The wheel stayed still, and that little wheel was scratching the surface of the paper right as it was fresh.
Yeah.
And it took me, I was so frustrated trying to get it out. I'm like, I went and found my like dental pick tools and like just some different things. Not for my mouth, but I bought them for other stuff, for like working on either clay or mixed media. And I was using those, and then because I couldn't fit a tool in that little narrow spot. And then finally I got the bright idea to stick a piece of packing tape in there that was all backwards, and I got it out that way. And I was I was on the phone with my son, and he was like, "What are you doing, Mom?" Because I was like making all these noises on the phone, and then I was like, "Yes!" And he's like, "You're so weird."
We love you, Mom, but you're weird.
Canned Air wouldn't have gotten it, Brenda. It was literally wound inside this little spring thing. It was, I don't even know how it got in there. And I was like, well, go figure, fiber stuck in my printer in my fiber art studio. What a surprise. So what I did was I closed the back paper tray so that stuff can't fall down in it and travel on paper. Go through it anyway. Hopefully that's enough to keep it from getting additions. Travelers. I don't know what you want to call them. Is that paper or is that metal?
That's metal. That's a metal book corner. And I'm using it as a lift up for this flap. And I'm using gel medium to sticker on. There it is. Come up.
I have an inkjet printer. It's a Epson 8550, and it will print up to 13 by 19 papers.
I want one of those printers.
Yeah, it was.
Move.
It was an investment for sure.
Yeah,
but it's an eco tank. So oh my gosh, I'm so in love with the eco tanks.
I would never ever go back to a normal tank again.
Me neither.
I put my eco tank in for repair, and it was gone for about a week. We had to order a new part for it.
Mm-hmm.
And I just used my little Canon Pixma.
Crippled.
Holy, it cost me $120 for a set of colored inks.
Oh my god!
Guess how many prints I got because I was printing out this kit. Guess how many?
I don't know.
70.
20? That's it?
70 prints, and that was $120 worth of ink gone.
There is no way I could sell the print kits that I make without the eco tank. There's no way I could do it. They would be so cost ineffective that that I would just, I'd be like, I'd have to make digitals to sell them. I'm just not ready to do that yet.
Yeah.
You
don't need to. People will
No,
buy
I know. I know I don't need to, but I'm just not there yet. And I have ideas for making digitals. I just haven't really had the time to put into them yet.
Oh my goodness, I got stuff everywhere.
Welcome to my world.
little for on here.
Well, says she needs a fix for her laser printer, chucked out by an office. Did you fix it with canned air, Brenda? I don't know. I could be just tired, but I read that as a sarcastic comment. Oh, sleep, puppy.
Fussy cutting twice in one night. What the heck? This is just not right. What have I become? I've become a cussy cutter.
I don't hear any cussing.
I'm doing it under my breath, motherfucker. Oh, whoops, was that out loud? Oops, sorry.
Oh.
Sorry, pardon me, excuse me, I didn't mean to say that. I actually really didn't mean to say that. Oops. Hope everyone's volume was down.
Mo, what's wrong with the laser printer? What's wrong with the dog?
What's wrong with it?
Have you ever seen that movie, The Long Kiss Goodnight?
Don't think so.
Okay, well, there's a scene in the movie where, so it's about a woman who has retrograde amnesia or whatever, and she was an assassin that became a school teacher because she fell for her own cover. And she ended up having something happen. I forget exactly what it was, but she saw something and it started waking up dormant memories in her, and she was starting to remember some of her skills. And anyway, long story short, she had a daughter because anyway, she had a daughter, and then there was a scene where the guy who trained her to be an assassin or something like that, I don't remember exactly what he did, but he was helping her because they couldn't figure out why they were coming after her. And he's talking to his mother that he lives with, and the dog has been sitting on her lap and licking its rear end while he's trying to eat because she's sitting at the table watching TV. And he says something to the woman, the dog, and she's like, "What's wrong with the dog?" And he says, "It's been licking its own arsehole for 3 straight hours. I surmise that whatever's there is either gone for good or there to stay." Oh, it was like the best line in the movie. Oh my gosh. Okay, so Mo says, it's leaving roller marks down one side. Got it mostly clean using alcohol to clean, not shrink. There's still a skid going on. I have a few bucks of toner for it. In a laser printer. Yeah, the fuser could need to be replaced, Mo, like Brenda's saying, which is the piece that allows it to adhere the toner, which is a powder, to the paper. So it probably just needs the fuser replaced.
Needs a damn talking to.
Yeah. Laser printers can be finicky, but yes, if it's leaving, it's probably not technically roller marks. It's probably when you look at the fuser itself, there's sort of a film on it, or sometimes it'll be on the toner package that you could have the film, but it allows it'll spit out more toner than it needs to, and it won't it'll fuse on because it's getting exposed. Yeah, don't toss the toner. But it's not the toner that needs to be replaced. It's called a fuser. And whatever brand it is, you might be able to contact them and see if you can either get an aftermarket fuser or something like that. Woman with the weenies back.
Weenie woman. So hopefully she's got a webcam now and she's going to start doing lives. Is that a fact? Is it? Did you know?
Yeah, we have them at work, Brenda. They I always feel blessed that I don't have to deal with actually replacing them. It's the other IT folk that actually have to replace the fuser. Yes, Mo. So you look up the HP model number and then you look up fuser for it, and that might help. What is the model number? Or do you know? Eh, Adria says, Ryan has not set up the cam yet, but the desk is ready. Turns out it was brown underneath all the stuff. LOL.
Wow.
And she likes her theme song, Di.
Do you like my theme song? I wrote it especially for you. Alrighty. We have some bling before I put the stickles on, which I will do off camera because it needs so much drying time.
These stickles are fun that way.
They are.
The big thing you might run into, Mo, with your printer is that even if you do get it physically fixed so that it doesn't spit out weird stuff, is that you could potentially run into problems with drivers being incompatible with whatever your current computer model is, because eventually they just stop making drivers for it. You could probably find the model number on it. There's probably a label either on the back or
usually on the back.
Somewhere near all the plugs. And you might be able to find the model number that way. And then I would just Google parts, but I would start with the fuser, with the whole thing running down the side like that. I would start with the fuser.
Don't you love having your own tech savvy people? And even want to spend the day with me to learn how to do stuff.
Good luck, Mo. I thought about getting a laser printer when I got this printer, but I changed my mind. Well, no, actually, it wasn't when I got this printer. It was when I got my previous printer, which I still have and still works. It's just I don't like it for art-based stuff. I just use it for everyday printing. It's a Canon G7020 or something like that, which is also an EcoTank. They don't call it. They call it Mega Tank. I forget what Canon has a different name for the same thing. But what I don't like about the Canon is the fact that that darn thing loses connectivity all the time. So if I don't reboot my phone and the printer at the same time as it's connecting to my Wi-Fi network, then I can't send stuff from my phone to the printer because the printer just simply won't wake up. It really annoys me.
That is annoying.
Lovely.
Extremely
Hello.
Lovely.
Lovely's
Hi,
crafting
Jacqueline.
lodge is here.
That's Jacqueline.
I
Hello,
forget. Yeah,
Jacqueline.
I always forget. Hi, Jacqueline. I was going to say, I know her name, but I can't remember it.
Right, let's find a journaling card. Just stick in here. I think we want something that's not blue. How about purple? Purple.
I like that one. And that one.
That one will do just fine.
HP color laser jet. Oh, it's a multifunction printer. Nice.
Need some backing paper.
One moment, please, Mo. Paste.
Jack. Just call her Lovely. Because she's lovely.
So it looks like you can get a fuser kit for anywhere between, and I didn't check the compatibility on the $79 one, but anywhere between $79, which is probably an off-brand, to $300 for an HP brand compatible. Yeah, fusers are expensive. So potentially you might be able to fix it for under $100.
That's expensive.
Yes, Jacqueline, I had a hell of a day, or should I say my dog did. But it was yesterday. It just kind of is bleeding over into however many days it's going to take her knee to heal. Don't you hate that, Brenda? I actually bought a 10-foot USB cable because I got tired of the printer taking forever to print over Wi-Fi. So I bought a cable that would fit, would go from where I was sitting all the way over to the printer so that I could print kits.
Well, I've got my not what's it called? The repeater. Well, not the repeater. What are they called? So the modem's at one end of the house, and
Your router
is down this end of the house, and it's connected by a 20-meter cable.
I have what's called the mesh network, and I pay the rental fee for them to provide the modem and router. It's a combo unit. But with the mesh network, because working in IT like I do, I was able to talk to them a little bit in their language. I can say, look, you can run me through all this stuff, but I've already done it all. And what was happening was my internet was blowing out every time we ran the microwave because microwaves run on 2.4 gigahertz. And so I was like, this is ridiculous. Why is this happening? Well, it's because microwaves and the older style of internet was having a problem. And I explained to them, my modem is now X number of years old, and I can't remember how long. It's like 4 or 5 years old. And I said, don't you guys normally replace these when they reach that age? And they said, yeah, it looks like you were overdue, and whatever. So, and I explained to them the other problems I was having, and they said, well, have you tried looking into the mesh network? And I was like, tell me more about this network. What is this? And it's essentially, there's a main pod that sits where your internet comes in, and it has a modem and it works. But then you can take an Ethernet cable, and I just got a Cat6 Ethernet cable, and it's a flat one, so I can put it along the wall or along the baseboard. You can't really see it. And I ran it upstairs to a second pod that's on the same network. So it's not a repeater, so it doesn't have a different address the way repeaters usually do. It's all the same address. And that is really cool because it made my internet more reliable all over the house. Yeah, Brenda, they did, and I got somebody from the US that I was talking to.
I doubt that's even here.
Okay, I gotta catch up on chat. Jacqueline is happy to be here with us all.
Stress-free here.
Marty says she also has to connect with the cable. And Brenda says, yeah, 3 days later the printer starts printing. Yep, I know exactly what that's like. And
We're in the middle of the night.
Adria says, that's going around your ass to get to your elbow, Brenda.
Fussy cutting again.
What's wrong with you?
Over. My life is over.
And you're using the most horrible scissors to do it.
I don't know what I did with big ones, so
I hate fussy cutting with tiny scissors.
I hate fussy cutting, full stop. Yeah, I need to do all of this stuff that needs lots of fussy cutting. Oh, why did that echo?
It didn't echo over here. A wireless Orbi out in the shed. Oh, she shed. I don't know what an Orbi is. Apparently, I'm not up on all the IT tech.
I don't have any other thing coming in. I don't know. It's bizarre.
Idris says she likes fussy cutting with tiny scissors. Otherwise, she gets a blister if she's doing a bunch.
I don't like fussy cutting at all.
I get this strange, anxious feeling when I fussy cut. Like I don't know what it means. And granted, I can work my way through it, but it's just weird. It's like fussy cut too much, and I feel like I'm either not doing enough or I'm getting too much. It's kind of weird. It doesn't make any sense.
All right, something for this pocket. These need to be on with paper clips. They can't go in a pocket because of their feathers.
It might ruffle the feathers.
You don't want to ruffle feathers.
Marty says, Diane, are you going to make a hot grown men with hair on their chests kit?
I'm going to make a Sasquatch with abs. just for the people that don't like men with unhairy chests.
Mo says she likes hairy men too, Marty.
Going to be a sexy Sasquatch kit.
Holding wiener dogs. Adria's amending Marty's request.
I already gave you weenie dogs.
I was going to ask you for a translation, Brenda. Yeah, I don't like tiny scissors because my thumb gets stuck too. Baby's bottom chests.
She can go there. Let me see if it closes with all of this stuff. Get off there. It's getting a bit bulky. I think the flower has to go. Sorry. Something flat.
You could just put a piece of coffee dyed paper in it. Adria's not complaining, but hot men with wiener dogs, just saying.
Well, I did make one for Sarah of a Viking that was knitting something, so.
Mo says, and unwaxed brows. Why do you guys do that? In order to preserve his identity, I know a young man who would probably rather wax everything because he doesn't not like the texture of his own hair.
Too big. It's too big. Maybe we just need a bit of blue. Okay, hopefully that's not too bulky. No, that's all right. It still closes. Just. Why is it? Okay.
Oh my God, Brenda. Brenda's youngest grandson has more hair on his legs and butt, and he's only 16. Kids at PE ask him if his mom mated with a gorilla. It's rude.
All right.
Moses, I think that's a fair comment if someone doesn't like the feel of hair on their own body, but for fashion reasons, it's a nope from me. Okay, Marty, I don't know if I really want to. I'm gonna not say anything because there's just so much I could say. I think it says it all, Marty.
Behave yourself. Behave yourself. Oh, I need that one out. I don't need that one. I don't need that one. Right.
Want to hear a very strange locker room story? So
Sure.
I was in middle school, 6th, 7th, 8th grade. I think I was in 8th grade at the time. I was almost done with my middle school years. And the girls found these, you know how the old class photos were where everybody had a thumbnail and your name was underneath it or whatever. They had this class photo thing and my name was there and they had somebody else's photo that I didn't recognize above my name. And I think it was like a bad print. Like they knew it was a mistake and so they were throwing them out or whatever. But what was weird about it is that I couldn't shake the feeling that I had entered an alternate universe and I existed, but I didn't look like me.
Uh-oh.
It was very weird. Shiny thin papers. I didn't see shiny thin papers. Is that the thing
These
you're holding now?
These are hand-dyed papers that I then rolled with a weird roller on the jelly plate. So I used this spongy foam, like a Brillo pad roller that I got from the cheap shop, and I braided on gold and bronze paint on the jelly plate, and then just put the hand-dyed papers on it and pulled these off. So that's how I got those, and they come out really cool. So
just gold acrylic paint,
gold and bronze, and I also
Mhm.
used turquoise to pull some of them that had stencils. So I've got this very faint mandala Dreamcatcher stencil in the background. So I did a few of those. I did some hand-dyed doilies. So that's basically the brayer offs on those. So I did a feather one.
I like the feather one.
And I did some hand-dyed doily ones as well. So that's what I did with those. So just, that wasn't a full layer of paint. It was just a rough layer.
There you go. Little kitty purring for all the people who like kitty sounds.
Who's doing kitties? Oh, Becca, creating with Becca. She's got bottle-fed babies at the moment. And she was feeding them on the live last night. This morning, whenever it was. Last night for me.
And my dog is on the other side of me licking my arm because she's jealous. Australian Brillo Rolly.
Well, I don't know if they're Australian. They're just in the cheap shop. And I went, oh, okay, cool.
Stop it.
Cool texture. So it's got that weird, I don't know how to explain it. It's like a Brillo pad, like that plastic scourer stuff.
Go outside in a little bit.
It's like a Brillo pad, but not the steel type, the plastic ones, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I liked the texture, and it makes good, fun jelly print. And you could do it without the jelly print. You could just roll it onto paper. I just so happened to have the jelly plate out at the time. There you go. See, somebody knows. Ask and somebody knows. So you can have a weird Australian Brillo roller now.
From Walmart. Brenda says Walmart sells them in the paint department, not crafts.
Yep. You can even just get the Brillo pad, the plastic Brillo pad, and dip it in your paint and pounce it. You wouldn't even need the roller.
Holy sea sponge. Does the same texture. Yeah, I used to use back in, gosh, way too long ago now. I used to use sea sponge for multicolor painting on walls.
Yeah, well, when I do the watercolor follow along the dumb shit that I do series, there is going to be a sea sponge episode, and they make great texture. Great with watercolor.
They're great with lots of stuff. My mom even uses them in her fine art.
So I think that will be the name of my new Wednesday night series after we finish our book, Jen. It will be Follow Along the Dumb Shit That I Do. All right,
don't worry, it won't be anything like eating cinnamon or whatever.
No, don't do that. That type of dumb shit, no. Do lots of different shit though.
That's just a special brand of dumb.
I'm going to finish this one off, and that will be me done, I think, for the night. This will be page 2 finished. Once I do this pocket and this bottom flippy out floppy thing, I will then call it a night. Day. It's lunchtime here, and I'm hungry. I've got to get this. I'm doing lamb burrito things. Not burritos, souvlaki's. I'm doing lamb souvlaki's for dinner tonight with lamb shank meat. And they're slow cooking, so.
It's all yours. To this day, I still do not like lamb.
Oh, I love lamb. Love it.
There's a lot of people who like it. I just have never liked it. Ever.
It's got to be cooked properly. If you get a tough, fatty piece of lamb, you'll never eat lamb again.
No, it's not that. It's the I don't like the flavor of it very much.
Oh, I love it.
Because there's a lot of ways you can prepare tough meat and make it tender without drying it out.
You have to render the fat. If you don't render the fat, it's no good. It's never going to taste good.
Oh, nothing. Yeah, most meats don't taste very good if you don't render the fat properly. Or caramelize it, depending on which way you're dealing with it. I cook a lot of meat these days, considering that's like all I eat. But I feel a lot better.
That's good.
Yeah. I got my mind back. That's like the most important piece for me. Losing weight's just a side effect.
That's slowly, very, very, very slowly. It's driving me nuts. Slow.
It's definitely slow. But it's good. Keeps the insulin levels down. Your desk is starting to look like mine.
We're running out of room. Time to finish up. One more page.
Night, Marty.
Good night, Marty. Thanks for coming.
I know she said that a while ago, but 2 minutes ago or whatever. But I wasn't sure if she was leaving or not. So. Yes, it's traditional to eat lamb with mint jelly for some of those recipes. I like the mint jelly, but just don't like lamb. I know how to cook a really good piece of lamb. I just don't like eating it.
No, well, we all bought up on it because lamb was the cheapest meat you could get, and there was plenty of it.
Yeah, it's a long story, Mo, and probably not really appropriate for Di's channel, but I had long COVID, and we tried going vegan, and that made things worse, and for a lot of reasons. And then 3 months ago, we switched over to carnivore diet, my mom and I. Right, Brenda? Mint jelly and some toast, please. I do miss toast. That is one of the things I did enjoy eating. And I got my energy back, and I got my mind back. I couldn't wrap my head around things that I used to be able to do really well when I had long COVID, and there were a whole bunch of other issues, energy problems and fatigue and brain fog and skin issues. All that stuff had cleared up in 3 months, and I started losing the extra 110 pounds I gained when I started school back in 2012. I started school, and I graduated in 2017, and I couldn't take the weight off. I wasn't trying super hard because I'm not obsessed with that sort of thing, but it is hard on my knees to be that heavy. So I have been trying to carefully and systematically, healthily take the extra weight off. And I don't really have to try with this diet. I'm burning the visceral fat as fuel. There's a whole bunch of videos, Mo, that if I had your contact info, I could send you and you could listen if you wanted to, if you were interested.
Alrighty, so there's 2 pages done. So that's the first page 1.
Is it page 1 or are you starting from the backward in?
So because that's how they sit in the book, that's page 1.
Oh, I see. Okay.
That's how they sit in the book. So that's page 1.
That's
the belly
very pretty.
band. Yeah. That opens out this way. Oh, no, it's not. I'll finish these ones.
Some more to go.
Long. Damn it. Forgot about all these ones under here. So there's this. And this flips out. I've got to cover all of that. Cover that, cover that, cover that. They're pockets, pockets, pockets. Well, damn. I thought I was going really well then. Okay. Page 1's not finished. Page 2 is. Here's page 2.
And that was the back side of that?
Yep.
That's really pretty. Brenda, reach out to me on Facebook and I'll send you what I have been following. Because that's exactly what I dealt with.
Corner pocket, corner pocket.
Beautiful. I love it.
Belly band. And there's a pocket here. And these are places just to place photos.
Bye, Kathy.
So
she said she'll call you in about a half an hour or so.
Alrighty.
Kathy.
You make it an hour, Kathy, because I've got to go and get the washing on the line. It's been sitting in the washing machine all morning, so we don't want that to go smelly. So here's our cover. Let's just close that up. Here's our cover.
Oh, I like what you did with that.
That will wrap around. Wrap around and just wrap into there. I said it's just to hold it together. It's not, you could wrap that around and through anywhere you wanted it to hold, but that's basically it. I will work out the finer details so it sits flat and works properly, but that's the gist of the cover. All right, ladies, thanks everyone for coming. Give me a thumbs up. I would appreciate that. Even if you didn't like it anyway, because I said. Appreciate you all as usual. Tomorrow night, don't forget, was the lovely Jen who is here taking over the chat.
And Leah earlier.
Took over from Leah. Not taking over the chat. It is Jen's turn tomorrow night on Use It or Lose It, and we are going to be using broken jewelry, thrifted jewelry, all that broken stuff that you have that you've never used. You bought it once, you used it once, and it's been sitting in a box ever since.
Yeah, there's that. I have to find my wire, though.
I know where my wire is. I just used it to wire this on. Da-da-da.
Dun-da-da.
All right. Thank you very much, everybody. We're coming to the end of this. I'll do probably another week next week on decorating pages if I've got some fancy stuff to show you. And then the week after we'll be launching our collaboration kit.
Industrial grunge.
So if you're into rust and you're into grunge, you're going to love it. Some beautiful photography from Jen, and some digital from myself.
And we kind of work these together to make sure that they were compatible. So
Yes, they go well
exciting
together.
stuff.
So we will see you next week for the journal, and we'll see you tomorrow night for the use it or lose it. Thanks. Bye for now.
Bye, everybody.